Yo, what is up, y'all? My name is Robert Donaldson, and welcome back to another edition of Rob's Best Bets. And once again, we are talking about college basketball conference tournament futures. And this episode, we are focusing on the Big East. And the Big East over the year has been a really fun tournament. It's produced some Cinderellas. It's produced some teams that were kind of on the fringe of the bubble, solidifying their standing by either making the championship game or just winning it outright. And when you're looking at this field this year, I do think that the bottom of this conference, in particular with Seton Hall, DePaul, Providence, and I'd probably throw Butler into that mix as well, I don't think that they're viable whatsoever. And we can go ahead and just jump in to who I think is viable. So let's go out to St. John's at the 1 seed, the 2 seed in Creighton, the 3 seed in UConn, the 4 seed in Xavier, the 5 seed in Marquette, and the 6th seed in Villanova, and that's where I'm drawing my line. I think Georgetown has a lot of athleticism and untapped potential, and Ed Cooley is one of the best coaches in this league, but I just think they're maybe 1 year away as it currently stands. And when you're looking at how I kind of want to play this conference, I do want to take shots at that bottom side of the bracket where the 2 and 3 seeds that get the bye are Creighton and UConn. And in particular, UConn. You know, we've been against this team all season long. It has paid some really great dividends, starting out in Maui when we took Memphis and a future on Memphis to make the championship game, which ended up being a banger. But when we're looking at this bracket here, Villanova at the 6th seed is going to be our biggest long shot on the board. And when you're looking at why, it comes down to that draw that we were just talking about with UConn on deck if they beat Seton Hall. And I do think they're going to beat Seton Hall by about 30 points. And if you're looking at the best player in this conference, just the guy who is playing the best ball over the past couple months, it's 100% Eric Dixon. This guy is a walking double-double, and he can just really do anything he wants on the floor. He's unguardable in this conference, regardless if there's a height advantage, because he's got that width, he's got that finesse, and he can really stretch the floor as well. And I really do think that Villanova is going to have a really good chance at not just making the championship game or maybe making a nice little semifinal run. I think they have a really good chance to steal a bid in this conference. So let's go ahead and place a 1.5 unit wager on Villanova at 15-1. Found this on DraftKings. It was kind of an outlier line, so highly recommend you guys run over there and grab it if you're wanting to take part in this future, but highly recommend you do so. I think this could be one of our best future bets of the conference tournament season. But let's go ahead and hop over to our second and final pick here in the Big East Conference Tournament, and that's going to be on the top side of the bracket with number 4 seeded Xavier. This is a team that came into the season with all of the expectations in the world. They had a great portal cycle. They returned a lot of starters. They got guys back from injury that didn't play the prior year as well. And yes, they're pretty well coached with a coach that has been there and done that several times over with multiple programs. And when you're looking at this first round matchup against Marquette, I'm out on Marquette. They can't hit free throws down the stretch. They struggle to defend at times, and their best ball handler is one of their free throw detriments. And I do think going up against a like opponent on a neutral floor, that could really come into play. And I do think that Xavier, with how they've been playing over the past couple months, are out to prove a point, out to steal a bid, or even potentially even get an at-large if they can win this game and then whoever they play in the semifinals. And it does look like it's going to be St. John's, which makes me a little bit hesitant, but I still really like placing a future on Xavier for 1 unit at 8.5 to 1 our money. Got this again over on DraftKings, and yeah, I feel like Xavier and Nova, one of them is going to have a little bit of a dream run here in the Big East, and I want to be part of it. All that being said, I really want to thank you guys for checking out today's video, and buckle up, y'all, because we have several tournaments tipping off over the next few days here, and we're going to have futures episodes for quite a few of those tournaments as well. So if you haven't already turned on post notifications here on YouTube, highly recommend it. You can also follow me along over on Twitter/X at RobDFB, because I'm going to have a running thread of all these conference tournaments, and I'm going to be reminding you guys as we get closer and closer to tip. But with all that being said, y'all, I appreciate you guys, and I will see you in a future video. Take it easy.